Thank you, Leo, for that very kind introduction. I know there's a lot of laborers and trade unionists out there. I know there's a lot of steel workers. I'm proud to stand before all of you here with Larry Cohen and know that Leo Gerard is the real deal. He's one of the finest labor leaders there is in the movement, and I know how proud the steel workers are to have him as the president of your great union. Thank you, Leo, for all that you do, brother. There's no greater honor than having the privilege of introducing the next speaker, a warrior for working people, an effective defender of our environment, and a champion for the country we love, Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi. But first, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the work of Dave Foster and the Blue-Green Alliance. It is under his leadership and this organization's commitment to the principles of the trade union movement that I believe America will succeed at building a green economy that creates good family-supporting jobs, reduces global warming, and strengthens our nation's economic security. Working together with the Blue-Green Alliance, we can rebuild America's middle class. We can create good union jobs, not only jobs that green our environment, but jobs that put green in workers' pockets. By investing in industries like clean coal, nuclear power, wind and solar, and just as importantly, by reducing energy consumption through energy efficiency, we can create good family-supporting jobs that are green jobs. The support of the Blue-Green Alliance for LIUNA's efforts in residential weatherization is a shining example of how we can work together. Brothers and sisters, we're not working to unionize an existing industry. We're doing the hard, visionary work of making sure an emerging industry is born union. Toward that end, LIUNA now has the capacity to train skilled weatherization workers in every state. We are ready for an industry that could create 500,000 construction jobs over the next decade, retrofit 100 million homes, save homeowners $500 billion in energy costs, and save the equivalent of 500 million barrels of oil. This conference will help us continue our efforts to save our environment and strengthen our economy by also demanding what is good for workers. We will get it right by renewing manufacturing in America in the 21st century. We will retool our domestic auto industry, and we will rebuild the basics of our nation, our transportation systems, which are decaying and overcapacity, our energy systems, which are inefficient and wasteful, and our water resources, which leak billions of gallons of sewage into our waterways. Brothers and sisters, there are still tough questions we have to answer. Questions such as, where will the investment and money come from? We will collectively provide the answers because mobilizing to build America and fighting for the men and women who build America is our most important contribution to our country and our world. It is the only path for America to remain competitive in a world racing towards economic globalization. It is how we will leave our earth a better place while caring for the people on it. And it is how we will leave a positive legacy and real assets for our future generations. Among those we will rally beside is the person I have the distinct honor and privilege to introduce. She is someone I call my Congresswoman, Speaker Nancy Pelosi. As a native San Franciscan, I know firsthand the difference she makes to the working families of her district and to workers across our country. Nancy Pelosi has never forgotten where she came from. She has never forgotten the value of hard work and those who do it. And she has never forgotten that the most valuable asset that we have as a nation is working men and women. Speaker Pelosi helped lead the U.S. delegation to COP15 conference in Denmark last fall. and her commitment led to the passage of climate change legislation in the U.S. House of Representatives. Just before she departed for Denmark, she passed a much-needed $154 billion jobs package, which would have put hundreds of thousands of men and women back to work. And every member of LIUNA and in the trade union movement owes her a debt of gratitude for that bill. For Speaker Pelosi, the mission doesn't end with jobs and the environment. She is a believer and a fighter for dignity, for respect, and for fairness, and is exemplified by her unwavering support for the Employee Free Choice Act. She is a forceful advocate for financial reform. She is a forceful advocate for financial reform so that the greed and stupidity of Wall Street never again crashes the hopes, the dreams, and the economic security of Main Street America. She is a steadfast fighter for comprehensive immigration reform, reform that mirrors the principles of that our nation was founded upon. Nancy Pelosi is the first line of defense against those who still want to destroy the union movement and its progressive ideals. She is the frontline general for the aggressive, progressive, and courageous legislative agenda of the Obama administration. Teabaggers may screech bigoted and vicious insults and carry banners paid for by the corporate right and the Rush Limbaugh Glenn Beck party. But they better beware, because Nancy Pelosi is a leader. She is a fighter like no other who gets the job done. We're in a battle for the future of this country, and there's no one that I know we'd rather be in a foxhole with than Nancy Pelosi. After the Senate elections in Massachusetts, we all witnessed the hand-wringing and debate on what to do next regarding health care reform. Some pushed to scrap the effort and cower away from making history. Others said we have to break it into small, perhaps meaningless pieces. There was one person in the room who showed true leadership, who showed true steel, true toughness, traits passed to her by her father, the former mayor of Baltimore. And she said to all of us in this great country, don't back up, don't back down. There can be no retreat and there is no surrender. This is America. And we are a nation that always has and always will do the right things, regardless of the challenge, regardless of the difficulty, and regardless of the obstacles in our way. And because of that, brothers and sisters, Speaker Pelosi made history and led the successful fight to win guaranteed access to health care coverage for 32 million men, women, and children. Because of her leadership, these Americans will have better and healthier lives. And the United States now proudly treats health care as a fundamental human right. It is my honor to welcome a patriot, a hero, a maker of history, a voice of reason, and a champion for working families, our friend, our leader, and our speaker, Nancy Pelosi.